Two countries, decades of tension, one region that could affect the entire world. In 2026, the conflict between the United States and Iran reached one of its most dangerous moments in years. Oil prices reacted, military forces moved, and people around the world started asking the same question. How did things get this bad? The root of the conflict. To understand the current crisis, we need to go back decades. Before 1979, the United States and Iran were actually close allies. But everything changed after the Iranian Revolution. Iran's new government strongly opposed American influence in the Middle East. And after the U.S. Embassy hostage crisis in Tehran, tensions exploded. Since then, distrust between both countries has never truly disappeared. The nuclear issue. But in recent years, one issue became the center of the conflict: Iran's nuclear program. Iran says its nuclear activities are for peaceful energy and scientific purposes. But the United States and its allies worry that Iran could eventually develop nuclear weapons. That fear led to years of sanctions, pressure, negotiations, and failed agreements. The collapse of trust. In 2015, a major nuclear deal was signed between Iran and world powers. The agreement was designed to limit Iran's nuclear activities in exchange for sanctions relief. For a short time, tensions cooled down. But later, the United States withdrew from the deal. After that, trust between both sides collapsed again. Iran increased uranium enrichment, the U.S. increased sanctions and military pressure, and slowly, the situation became more dangerous. Why 2026 became different. But 2026 pushed the crisis to another level. According to multiple reports, tensions escalated after failed negotiations, military buildups, and fears surrounding Iran's growing nuclear capabilities. The United States and Israel launched major strikes targeting Iranian military and nuclear infrastructure. Iran responded with missile and drone attacks across the region. And suddenly, the entire Middle East was on edge. The Strait of Hormuz. But there's another reason this conflict matters to the world. A narrow water route called the Strait of Hormuz. Nearly a fifth of the world's oil passes through this area, and Iran has major influence near the strait. That means if conflict grows, global oil prices can rise quickly. Shipping routes become dangerous, markets panic, and countries far away from the Middle East can still feel the impact. The human side. Behind the politics and military headlines, millions of ordinary people are affected. In Iran, years of sanctions, inflation, and economic pressure have already damaged daily life. And during the recent conflict, civilians faced fear, internet shutdowns, uncertainty, and growing instability. Why the world is watching. The reason this conflict scares many experts is because it could spread beyond just two countries. The Middle East contains some of the world's most important energy routes and military bases. And if tensions continue rising, more countries could become involved. That's why world leaders continue pushing for negotiations instead of a larger war. The big question. Nobody knows exactly what happens next. Some believe diplomacy could still prevent a larger conflict. Others fear that one mistake, one attack, or one misunderstanding could trigger something much bigger. But one thing is clear. The conflict between the United States and Iran is not just about two countries anymore. It's about global security, energy, politics, and the future of an entire region. Ending. And as the world watches tensions rise in 2026, one question continues to grow louder. Will diplomacy win, or is the world moving closer to another major conflict?